sir, and God bless everyone.
The Four Leaf Clover podcast is sponsored by Planet Celtic.
Yo, legends! Good morning. Hail, hail, and welcome on in. Thank you for being here. My big man Jerry, first one in the chat. Let's go, legend. Thank you for being here. As you see, Big James coming in. Let's go. Welcome in, legend. Lorna, welcome in, legend. Just go through. Welcome everybody in who's in here. Let's go, Craig. Welcome in, legend. I'm waiting on the pork chop coming in. The Pork Schlop Express. He's got his own button and everything this morning. I've programmed it into the computer. We'll wait for him to come in and then we'll press it. How are you all doing? Hopefully fantastic. Keiser's living his best life as usual. You see on the banner going along the bottom of the screen, that's what we're going to talk about today, legends. First, we're going to discuss last night's game and the essential sexual performance of Glasgow Celtic. I might even throw the highlights up on screen. Let the highlights play a couple of minutes. We'll watch through them together. See that sexual performance. We'll discuss it a little bit. We'll move on to the cup game coming up against Raith Rovers, and we'll discuss the squad then. See if Brendan will maintain the same squad, pushing into the Champions League game with strength, considering we've got all guns blazing in the squad right now, or will he rotate the squad, wrap some players in cotton wool, and give other players the chance to earn their place in the Champions League tie? We'll move on to that anyway, legends. How are you all doing? Still coming in? Let's go. Welcome in. Yo, Ali, welcome in, legend. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Let's go. As I said, legends, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to soldier on as people come in. I'm going to do what I was going to do. I'm going to share my screen, right? And I'm going to play some highlights while I'm still here talking, right? So hopefully it'll work out correctly. Just 2 seconds. Hail, hail, Dan. Welcome in, legend. You'll get tacky there with the first effort. Yeah, see what he's trying to do there. This is a penalty issue that we all seen. You can clearly see Trustee's being held. You can clearly see him being held there in the beginning of the move, but it sort of had to go to VAR to be approved. You see it a lot clearer here. The Dundee defender actually fouls his other player. The referee blows, thinking Trustee fouled both. Yo, there he is there. The Pork Schlop. Welcome in, legend. The Pork Schlop. He's in button. Let's go, legend. Welcome in. What a name. Here we go, Army Engels slotting this penalty away. Absolute confidence. I love that. He just gets rid of that staggered run up, just slots it right into the bottom corner. Yo, Big Dom in here as well. Welcome in, legend. 13 points clear, 13 games to go. Well said. That was amazing there. Look, that work from Ida. That strike with the outside of the boot. The physicality, get back up off the ground and finish. Just absolutely excellent. I know we've never brought anything like this before. Watching the highlights and whatnot, there are another couple that I had scheduled up. Maybe Brendan's comments after the game, we'll put them on next as well. Utterly sexy football. Utterly sexy football last night. Well said. And it just keeps going. Amazing. Some beautiful play on the wing from Jota there, just sells it. Both wingers combined. I actually really enjoyed that goal because it is Jota combining with Dyson. Usually it's Dyson over that side, but absolutely fantastic. What a goal that is. That's just sublime. Dyson Maeda, capable of the sublime. For me, fully manufactured by Jota down in the left corner, retaining the possession and working his way out. But Keiser Morning Show there, what a finish. Beautiful ball played through as well. He knows exactly what he's doing. Beautiful. That's all I've got to say to that. That is well, what a strike that is. I know it takes the tiniest deflection you've ever seen in your life, right? The tiniest nick, but you just think, yeah, look, watch it slowly, right? Boom, it just takes the tiniest nick, but what power in the strike. As I says, it actually takes quite a big deflection, but when I seen it for that angle, it takes more of a deflection than I realised. But what a beautiful shot! Amazing ball from Hatate there. He was fantastic on the night, playing in Maeda. There's so many players last night were just fantastic. So I think if Dyson had it all the time, that first touch and end product, he'd be worth about 56 million, and he'd be playing somewhere else. That is just a thing of beauty right there. And this celebration as well, Kun, is just like I don't know, he accepts it. It's like he's throwing down the gauntlet, like I'm doing it as well. Okay, it was a fantastic strike, but it was what? The fifth. Fantastic strike. Look at that, man. The guy just does it so often. I slop there with the ball to Maeda as well, picking him out. Love that. Kun again almost gets into the front post. Yo, Martin, welcome in. Good morning, legends. Welcome in. I know most of these have probably watched all the highlights and stuff, as I did myself, but I thought we'll fling them on, we'll watch them together. Yeah. And then we'll discuss a little bit more about it. As I say, I do have Brendan's comments as well that I was going to get up, but organising it and doing this at the same time is a different story. Don't want to start playing the adverts, the commercial break. Get it loaded up. Right, legends. We'll get Brendan's comments on next. We'll watch through them. We'll discuss them a little bit. And then we'll discuss the upcoming tie. Raith Rovers. We'll put last night's game away to one side. Amazing performance as it was. I think coming out the window, a lot more streamlined. I thought we were maybe a bit weaker in squad depth. But that being said, I do think we've managed to really dedicate Brendan's attention to the squad we have right now. He's going to give it his all. He's going to develop the players we have. I fully trust in him when he says that. I was seeing his comments directly after the game, and I was quite happy with the way he handled the situation. It's a sorry, legend. I'll get a wee comment up there too. James, welcome. Thanks for being in here, legends. Thank everyone for being in here and being in the chat, commenting away. It helps so much to give me something else to talk about. Fantastic, man. Let's see it. Dyson for me is better at doing what Kyogo was great at. Yeah, Dyson's closing down, he's pressing, he's work rate, he's highly industrious. I think Dyson would be capable of playing through the middle a lot more if Greg Taylor didn't invert. So hopefully the arrival of Schlupp will lock that position down. He'll be more traditional, stay in the left back role with the ability to move forward. So he's got the footballing intelligence to include Jota and pick out down that wing. And hopefully that would free Maeda up to be going through the middle with Adam Ida. For me, I think we have got a very free-flowing front line. It's all interchangeable. It can move around with the exception of Big Ida. He's locked in the centre. But Dyson Maeda can play left. He can play on the right. Jota can play on the left. He can play on the right. Kuhn can play on the right. I'm sure Kuhn can play on the left as well. It's just so balanced. Sorry, it was this. Plunge, y'all. Welcome in, legend. After that sexual performance. I try to get as I say, it's just try to run through it, talk about last night. Got it scrolling along the bottom what we're going to talk about next. This is only the second show I've done on the Full Leaf Clover podcast. It's very nerve-wracking doing it yourself. When you have someone else to talk to, you can pass it off. There's no moments of empty airspace or stuff. But hopefully I continue to get more used to it, be more organised about what we're going to talk about, and be more organised about the comments as well, legends. I've seen it outside today. It's absolutely roasting. I need to get outside and touch some grass. Sorry, legends. Right, I'm going to move on, bring up the old Brendan. comments after the game. Tell me about it, Plunge. That's the worst. Breaking news. Thank you, legend. Voted the most handsome man in Celtic podcasts. I'm also passed around like a scud mag in Berlin. No, you're not a mute, legend. Can you not hear the commentary? I'm sorry if you can't hear it. I'll turn it up a bit. I can't hear the beautiful boss. I'm just sitting here quiet. So, what are you like? You might help me. You'll know. Right. Disaster, try to play Brendan, right? What's happening here, legends, is what I'm used to doing is I can share a screen and it usually plays the audio, but it doesn't work like that through StreamYard. So I'm trying to play the audio through the speaker and get it coming through the mic. Utterly foolish because it's not worked. I'm just sitting here quiet, making faces and smiling and nodding at Brendan. Amazing. Keiser never gets it wrong. Never gets it wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Or using chat, just sitting there, just lording it up. Look at you living your best life now. There'll be clips of this everywhere. Keiser will go viral. I'll need to check in. Wait, and I'll show you legends, right? I'll need to check in with my next door neighbour. We'll check in, right? Let's bring it up. Boop. So my neighbour here, right, has comments on Keiser's performance on this morning's podcast. I hate that wee Fenian bastard. I hate him. Get him off my screen. He just sits there quiet with Brendan Rodgers on the telly. Fucking brutal. Up to my knees in the Kaiser's tears. Get off my telly. Beat it. Sorry, troops. I will get better at this. Definitely. I'll get much better. I'll get much better. But I'm used to doing it differently. I'm used to using like OBS, like Big Baz uses, and you can just bring up resources and play them. It plays all the audio through the screen as well. So I'm sorry I got that wrong. Anyway, moving on, right? You've got me. You've embarrassed me. Thanks very much. Trolls. Absolute trolls. Yeah. That's Martin. That's Martin, the orange bastard. You want a wee snowball, Martin? Mammy, rub your belly, Martin. Oh, that's what that is, there, legends. get Keiser's neighbour. And for anybody who's listening to the podcast and can't see, that was my neighbour who came on live. Stays right next door. Utterly loves the Rangers, hates the Keiser. Yeah, I'm not well loved in my area. Right, so last night's performance was absolutely sexual, right? Amazing performance. So what I was thinking there, moving into the next game, being it that we're playing in a cup game, right? Does Brendan bring wholesale changes to the squad? Does he rotate the squad? Does he bring in Bernardo? Does he bring in Scales? Does Sinisalo get a game? How do you think it's going to go? Sorry for the whistle. How do you think it's going to go? Will he rotate the squad? Will he maintain the squad? I think maybe he could maintain the squad because we're absolutely on fire and we're like building towards this Champions League tie. But other people think that I've discussed it with, Brendan will bring changes. He'll wrap some players in cotton wool. I know Daisen Maeda will definitely be playing as he is suspended. So he won't be playing in the home tie. So he'll definitely be playing in the cup game. So we know Daisen will be there. But does Jota feature? Does he wrap Jota in cotton wool and keep him for the Champions League game, given how well he's performed? Does Kuhn feature? Does Kuhn get wrapped in cotton wool? Do we play Johnny Kenny up front? Things like that, legends. What do you think about it? What do you think might happen? And I'll try and whip through the comments. These are all absolute legends, right, for your support. Right, thank you very much, right? Absolute legends. Putting up with me sitting here quiet and all that, just laughing at me, embarrassing me. That Keiser's living his best life in his first new pods. Thinks he's doing fucking brilliant. He's not doing brilliant. Utterly failing. Utterly failure. Failed at it. But all your support legends, make sure you're smashing the like, right? And smashing the subscribe. Especially if you're new. Make sure you're sharing the content and helping us out. As I says, about the squad in the next game, what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, last night was just utterly sexual. Had to go for a cold shower straight after watching the game. I was actually on with Big Baz, for One Celtic Fans View. He got me on last night. He tried to get this new video program working so he could share it. And he decided that the video program wasn't working correctly. So he would use a picture of me, right, legends? I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to actually show you how dirty he did me, how wrong Baz did me, right? He sent me the pictures. He took pictures while we were in a video chat, and he sent me the pictures. And he says, I'll use this picture of you, Keiser, in the background, should anything go wrong. And I'm like, right, excellent, bro. Looks fantastic. Use that picture, right? But anybody who watched the show, you'll see the picture that he actually used. I was just sitting just like there a minute ago when I was quiet. I was just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. I was like, thanks for that, Baz. you helped me out there, mate. You're an absolute legend. Oh, thank you, Lorna. Oh, you are the best as well for being in here, being active. I love it so much. And this, of course, is Four Leaf Clover. So the guys have brought me into the team. They've accepted me. They take my crazy attitude, my crazy behaviour, and they gave me the keys to the channel and go, look, if you want to do an afternoon show, Keiser, start it right here, grow it, develop it, be better at it. And that's what I'm trying to do with your help, legends, as well. Usually I'm used to being a contributor. Well, someone else will be the host and they'll frame the question and you just respond to the question. But doing it yourself, it's very different. It's hard work. I'm going back on the same comments, not. Escape via secure unit. That's Big Baz. Yo, let's go. Welcome in, Carly. Thank you for being here. I'm so used to see while I'm live streaming as well. Usually I've always got music playing in my headphones, so I'm so used to the music carrying me through as well. Something else to talk about. What was this? Sorry, legend. No wholesale changes. Mind the last time we done that against a championship team at Falkirk, and we need our first team players to bail us out. Now that's a fantastic point as well, James. That was one of the points that I raised as well while we were discussing. Well, my man Stephen was basically saying he thinks that we're going to bring changes and he was arguing with it for that point of view and bringing that over, which I'm sure he'll fully explain and we'll explore on the Friday night focus. So I don't want to steal too much of his thunder for the conversation that we had, but it was basically along these lines. I thought, what happens if Brendan makes these changes and the wheels fall off, something happens, we don't exactly play correctly, we're not on it, then we're getting into the next game so deflated and it's a massive Champions League tie. Do we go with a full strength squad, risk the injury or anything like that, or do we go and rotate the team? It was just that little question to pose to the chat this morning, see what you all think about it. Yep, that's right, Sarah. Thank you for coming in and checking us out. If you've seen Bazzy's channel last night, that's what we were just talking about there. Man's a legend. He always helps me out. Always wants to promote and tell me to join his show, go on this show, go on other shows, get out there, Keiser, share your content. And then he shouts at me sometimes, bans me for his channel, takes my spanner and tells me to beat it. But he's a big heart of gold, do you know what I mean? You just let him away with it. It's one of the big ones. You let him commit his bad mid the way he went in it, all by yourself. You just leave him to it. So I just left him to it. Boom, he came out of it. But thanks for coming in, Sarah. It's nice to see you. If you're new in here, right, make sure, as I always say, you're smashing subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Follow the channel. Stick around for the mainstream shows as well, legends. I can't recommend enough when it's more structured, a better environment with all the podcast contributors on here. I'm trying to build this morning stroke into the afternoon show. I don't even know how long we've been running now. Not long enough, that's for sure. What's this here? Any more than 4 changes, I think you lose the rhythm and momentum. Yeah, I think that's a fair point as well, Barry. You do tend to lose that consistency in the squad when you make so many changes. But we have been rotating players game in, game out. It's one thing I think Brendan's done incredibly well this season is the squad management. Only a handful of games I can pick out where we were kind of off the boil. In the previous game against Dundee as well, when we finished 3 each, we were off the boil there. I think this was a revenge match for Brendan as well. He wasn't going to let the players drift or be lapsadaisical, come on and get a half shift. And I know there's a big game coming up, but I think Brendan would have been really driving towards going from the first whistle until the final whistle in this game. So I hope, right, if we do make changes, it is only a couple of changes, like you're saying there, and not wholesale changes across the entire squad. Didn't see what Lorna said there, sorry. Too far back. I'm not scrolling back. I've got a one-track mind. I'm a one-trick pony. That's all I do. Press these buttons. That's all I can do. Sorry. I'm not reading back. Right. Apologies, Keiser. Good people in the live chat. Yeah, no problem, legend. You need to do what you need to do. Family first. That's what we always say. We're a family in here, a new growing, developing community. We're all getting to know each other, but family first, legends. If anything ever comes up in my family, I need to drop and go instantly. As some people know in here, I have 4 kids. I have a young son who is autistic and non-verbal, so he relies on my care. So whenever he's not at school like he is now, I've got free time. I'll chase after him. He comes, he'll get me. I need to stop what I'm doing and just go and do it. So family first, legend. You make sure you sort it out. Let's go, JD. You start Schmeichel, Ralston, Trusty, Scales, Schlupp, Bernardo, Cal Mack, McCowan, Maeda, Ida, and Yang. See, Yang, I think Yang's time is waning. It is fading fast. I do think Brendan will stick by him. And now that he's more focused, he may develop him further. For me, I think Yang's got a lot of really good assets. It's just that it's that critical thinking, that final ball. But that is a very good guess at a lineup, JD. We need to find a way to kind of store these lineups and see who guessed them right as we go and the game approaches. Yep, what's something? Full Leaf Club. Yep, the Full Leaf. Make sure, welcome in, Christoph. Make sure you're subscribing in here, dropping a follow and sharing the content, legend. Everybody, when someone comes in, everybody erupts in chat and saying hello. Like, hello, yeah. Welcome in, legend. Good stuff. Welcome. Get back to chatting about what I was chatting about, legends, the squad changes. Get your squad lineups, your changes in. Here we go here. Actually, Jota over Yang, but give him the 60 minutes. I would be worried about playing Jota as well. You don't want people just sticking the boot in, but it's the league we play in. It's the environment of Scottish football. And I know it is a Scottish Cup game. It's not a league game before someone gets right in the chat and puts me in my place there again. But I would like to see Jota get on. He needs as much time as possible. Really developing game on game. He's so straightforward. He refuses to just let the ball lie in that corner. When we broke out from left back, he was absolutely fantastic there. The way he retained the ball. I remember Callum McGregor's pointing for him to pass it back to the goalkeeper, and he sticks it right on Callum McGregor and forces the issue, forces Cal to turn and play. Something that I think maybe Cal's settled a little bit, being a bit inconsistent with being on the half turn when he receives a ball. He's always standing square more often than I've ever seen before in the past few games. But Jota really influencing that play and getting Cal on the half turn and getting him moving, which was fantastic to see. When Callum McGregor plays like that, he's always a 9 out of 10. Most games he's a 8 out of 10 anyway, but when he plays like that, he's a 9 out of 10. So get your squad guesses in there, legends, for the Raith Rovers game. Don't leave me hanging here because Christoph's come in and stole all my attention. He probably knows the score for the game. His streams are that far in the future. Well, I'm going to go for Sinisalo in goals. Right, I think we're going to make a few changes. I think we'll go Sinisalo in goals. We'll go Ralston at right back. Scales and Trusty. I would protect CCV. I don't want him, considering he's had a couple of niggly knocks and what. I don't want him risked at all. Left back, I would play Schlupp to try and get him a bit more game time and experience with the squad and get him up to speed. In midfield, I would play Tate, McGregor and McCowan. I would play Dyson on the left, Yang on the right, and start with Kenny up front. I would have Ida and another couple of big guys on the bench should we need to make the changes and rescue the game. I'm not writing them down, legends, so I can't write it in chat, but plunge there, give Jota the full game, rest Dyson. I would rest Dyson, right, legend, but he is, as we know, suspended for the game. So it's yeah, go on the mighty Celtic. Let's go, Marty. Yeah, Maida is suspended for the Champions League game, legend. Your score guesses as well. We'll get your score guesses towards the end, right? Aye. Easy. On it till tomorrow. Gypsies and Donna. Get it sorted. I'm actually got someone from the other podcast that I'm a part of, a Celtic World. One of the contributors, David from Bangkok, is actually through in Glasgow. So I'm going to meet him on Friday for a beer up in Gracie's in the city centre. So anybody free Friday afternoon, keep an eye out. You'll see he's up there having a beer. First time I've met some of the guys for the live environment and the real world. So I'm looking forward to it. Get these squads in. Yeah, I think Kenny could start. Rest. CCV, it's just the niggly injuries that CCV's had, especially to that big toe. You don't want to risk that in a cup environment where it's not essential. I'd see the point if it was a final or something, but not at this early stage. I would just want him protected for this Champions League game. Given his record in missing Champions League games due to injury as well, I think CCV's only played half of total Champions League games since he's been here. So he's 50-50 on a Champions League night. He'll either miss the game or he'll be there. It's very much a 50-50 call. He's on. But it's this. They should. It's just that he's are stealing the show, right? I think with Raith Rovers, we are utterly going to destroy them. I can see he's running out that game winning 5-6-0 easy. Confidence for you. I'm always confident in Celtic. I always back Celtic to win as well. I back us to win the Champions League game as well. But move into the Friday focus for that, legends, right? And since it's settling down in the chat, anybody new in the chat, right? Make sure you're commenting, getting involved. These are all here. Since the squad guesses for the Raith games slowing down, right, and everybody's talking to each other, I'm going to wind the show down and finish it off. Just looking at the time in the other corner there. 30 minutes seems very inappropriate, but it is what it is. I'm sure it will get more interactive, bigger and better the longer we go. I'll just keep threatening yous with making the show shorter. Disappear on yous. What's this here? It's going well. Yeah. Thank you, legend. Yeah. Yeah, CCV, he has an injury out. It is becoming a worry. I've seen some fans say that we should be looking to equip ourselves with another centre-back. I heard rumbles of that in the January window. For all, we never managed to do anything else either. Is Big Baz in here? Baz is a shout. Need to call him. I'll need to call Baz in. Bring him in for backup. Right, legends. As I says, if you're going to fling in your squad guesses, I'll wait a couple of minutes for you to type them up, right? If not, then I'm just going to call it a day. Just finish it off, and it will be all your faults. You can all just blame yourselves when there's nobody else to watch. You'll need to wait until the next cheesy show's live. Don't you start me. Don't you start me, Square Sausage. You're late to the party. You've missed out. Missed out everything. Exactly. That's what I'm wanting to do, JJ. Just nip in. I don't want to step on anyone's toes because some shows I watch, they're part of my morning routine, right? I enjoy watching them. I'm not here to make enemies in the Celtic community. I'm here to make friends. If I can nip in between, like, say, some early morning ones that I know that come on, if I can nip in between them and before some other big ones come on, hopefully I can pick up viewers who'll come in and interact in the channel. You can see the banner going along the bottom. That was the criteria, right? That was the criteria for the show. So naturally, when we move on to speaking about Raith Rovers, I've guessed my squad. I think we're going to make changes, right? But I was putting it out there as, do you think we're going to make changes? Do you not think we're going to make changes? Do you think we'll stick to the same squad given the way we're playing? Do you think Brendan will want to just keep that same squad there and move forward? Or do you think we'll rotate the squad? But there's not a squad guess or anything coming in the chat, which I had that planned. I was like, oh, everybody will be writing squad guesses and we can talk about it. But these are sold me short. These are let me down. So, as I said, legends, I'm not going to flog a dead horse, right? I'm not going to keep going. So, Plunge saved the day. Plunge saves the day. Thanks, Plunge. There we go, my man. Casper, Ralston, Trusty Scales, Taylor McCown, Bernardo, Engels, Jota, Ida, and Kuhn. I think that's also, I think all the squads are viable, but it's just guessing at Brendan's mood. What is he going to do? How does he see this going? Will he be wary of a cup disaster and leading into a Champions League game, rotating too many players? Or will he make a few changes? Will he wrap some players in cotton wool? Just to discuss that. Of course, it's much easier to discuss when I'm discussing it with other people and not just discussing it with myself. So bringing in, plunging that for the chat. Lorna, everybody out there in the chat, right? Absolutely amazing being here, getting your squads in as well and helping us out. True, we might see Dyson up front as well. Just use all the contributor then, right? It's Keiser and chat. So it makes yous become paramount. Yous become part of the main content of the channel. It's not just Keiser waffling whatever Keiser wants. Although it's basically Keiser waffling whatever Keiser wants. But having yous out there to interact with just makes it so much easier. These are like a you're like a second contributor. It's like having someone on the show with me. It makes it so easy to go through. Yeah, that's my channel name as well, Keiser. That's my actual nickname in real life as well, Keiser. I acquired that nickname when I was younger through nefarious means, but I didn't want to spell it in the German style, as in Kai. So it was Kei. I just spelt it differently to be different. Nothing at all to do with my dyslexia. All right, it's just to be different. What's this here? What's my favourite breakfast? Right. So I've got an air fryer, bro, right? And my missus makes these bagels in the air fryer. She gets a bagel. It's like egg, like a fried egg on it, but it's not fried before she puts it on it. That means so she's got the bagel, the top of the bagel's upside down in the air fryer in a case, and she'll crack the egg into it, put like bacon bits and all that on it, air fry it, bagel, toasted, banging. Hope that answers your question, legend. Oh, yeah, that's the name of the stream. Keiser's Morning Wood. Just be careful, legend. You don't get a shell. You don't get a scalp. Careful, you don't get a scalp. It's just everybody wakes up with a bit of morning wood. It's the best thing to wake up in the morning with, male or female. It's non-discriminatory. Back to it. Sorry. Yes, I used to be. I signed a contract with a dead horse. 50 Shades of Nay. That's what happened there. I need a button where people are laughing. I need a laughing button to laugh to my jokes, so I don't feel like none of yous are laughing. None of yous are laughing anyway, but I need a button to laugh, because I like the feeling of somebody laughing, not just me. Brendan should rest as many as he can. We should win the game, whoever plays. Yes, we do have overwhelming quality, whoever plays. 100% correct, Warner. Could be worthwhile rotating the squad and resting our players for the Champions League so as we can go in there fully fit. Given the build-up game we just watched and how much we put into it, the tracking back, the shutting down, the closing, the pressing from the front was absolutely fantastic. Your favourite brekkie is what Brendan's got behind you. Brendan, that's a full bowl of cereal losers. Brendan was eating that for Ibrox. He got a shipment into them. He was like that. Ooh. That's the cereal losers. That's sugar puffs. Brendan's on the sugar puffs. Do you want to give that a try? Well, I don't know how you react to saying there, mate, but I'm sorry I flipped your comment up by accidental. Best kind of game to rest the legs. Yep. Casper Schmeichel, the Bricky, Trusty Scales, Greg Taylor, McCown, Bernardo, Engels, Kuhn, Ida, Maeda, or Jota. Yep. Well said, Pork Chop. The Pork Chop Express. You know the pork slurp. You know he's carrying some big meat on that truck. What was the last game I was at? Last game I was at was about 2 months ago. About 2 months ago, I was at Paradise. As I says, right, got a season book, but it's my dad's season book. It's in my dad's name. So when he's got this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory-itis, right, legend? That's what I call him anyway. He's like the old guy for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's like lying about in his bed and stuff like that, chilling all day long. And then as soon as Celtic start playing good, it's like when Charlie comes in with a golden ticket, he's straight out of bed and he wants to go back and watch Celtic. So he reacquires his season ticket from me. That's how I find myself with time to do these things and that when the game's on. The drink-alongs, the watch-alongs, things like that, because the old man's leathered me. He's took his ticket back. Right, what have I missed in the chat now? Everybody's howling. Yeah. Big Rottweiler called Keiser. That is the best name for a Rottweiler out there. Stop naming your pets after me. That's out of order. Last game I was at, yep. I can't even remember like who we were playing. I was just trying to cast my mind back to who we were actually playing. It was a pure drab game, absolutely freezing. Absolutely freezing. I remember how cold I was, but I remember how warm my pre-game bottle of wine kept me on my walk up to the stadium. There you go. Breakfast of Champions. 4:20 routine. Wake and bake. Up in the morning. Right after. I've got buttons for that as well. There we go. We'll give you the horns. Wake and bake. Tam's getting the, what's this? Sugar tramps. Oh, is that the cereal? I like that, bro. Brendan's on the sugar tramps. Love it. Love it. I just got it. I just seen it. Well done, mate. Well done. Keiser's an idiot. Just noticed it.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Legends. Right, legends. I'm going to get myself out of here. Let you get on with the rest of your day. As I says, the more this continues, the better I'll get at it, the more interactive it will be. I've been expressly reminded to say to everybody, make sure you smash the like. Make sure you're smashing subscribe. Make sure you're sharing the content. We'll punch that out there as well. I don't know what you're punching the content for, but make sure you're sharing the content. And make sure you come back for the Friday Focus right here on the Four Leaf Clover podcast. Make sure you come back in, check us out here and watch the Friday Focus. There will be a lot more on the show. And better I get at this, the more I'll bring shows, the more entertaining it will be, legends. Trust me, I've got a lot of strings to my bow. I'm used to streaming and gaming and playing music and getting the light up suit on and singing and dancing. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the suit. Keiser's light up suit. We'll show you the light up suit before we go, right? I'll bring it up. We'll show you what these are installed for. Keiser, if we win this Champions League game, right? See if I get a ticket for the home game under the lights. Keiser will wear the light up suit to the game. I'm just looking for a video of it. We'll put it on, legends. Perusing my files. It's somewhere. It's in here somewhere. I've got all sorts of videos in here. So sorry, legends. We've got Keiser in his natural form. He's at the head. Absolute head. We've got it all going. Just to keep watching that now while I find this light up, right? Keiser back in his boxing days when I challenged for the world title. Hope Big Joe Hart, I was fighting there. Took Big Joe Hart a square go. He was not happy. I was in groups and all that. Like, Keiser's done it all. Elsewhere suit, right? This is the light up suit Keiser's talking about. I'll wear this, right? I'll wear this. The light up suit. Look at him go. Look at the Keiser go. I'll wear the light up suit under the lights to paradise if I manage to get myself a ticket. I don't think it will happen, but if it does happen, you'll see Keiser. You'll see Keiser up there. Look at him go. Like, ooh! You'll see Keiser up there in the stands, giving it yeehaw, giving it yeehaw woo woo, like back in the day, like back in these younger days. Got to change the background now, legends, man. It's just me dancing away there. Like, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being part of the show, interacting. Maximum love, right? Maximum love to every last one of you for your support on here. Sees Keiser just cuddles his phone when he sees your messages later on. These are absolute legends. It says, am I getting a date here, Tom? What's happening here? I think I'm getting. Ooh, seducer. I think I was getting a date there. I'm just giving everybody a cuddle on my phone before I go. My man's coming in with a spam message, I think. I put it right on screen. I get the spam up there. Keiser Gees, one more piece, right? One more piece of nightmare fuel to remember the show by. Keiser's favourite here that comes on my usual streams, right? Yeah, there we go. Bam, 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 bam. Look, Keiser, everyone's a Keiser. Look at the face. Nightmare fuel. Absolute nightmare of fuel. Thank you all, legends, right, for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for helping me out in the comments. Thanks for hanging about in the comments. As I says, we'll do this more. We'll get better at it. We'll be more interactive. It'll go a bit longer, hopefully, as well. It'll last about an hour. Keiser's usually good for his staying power online, but not at this. Just giving how new it is. It's frightening, look. It's frightening. It gets worse. Trust me, there's so much more. So much more. Keiser's back in the day. I was in the Pussycat Dolls. I was actually in the Pussycat Dolls back in the day. Looking for that video now. One more before we go, right? One more. I know you want it. Right, there he is there. Keiser Schausinger. Back in the day. Dominated the world. Had to retire. I get injured. I injured my left knee. Injured right there on that bar. See when you see me here on this bar. Injured my left knee. Had to retire for the Pussycat Dolls. Had to leave. It's frightening. I'll get nightmare fuel. Now you've got morning wood. Now you've got morning wood. Now you get the meaning of the show. Now you get the meaning, legends. Look how fucking sexy I am. Look at me. Look at me. That's Keiser with a tan. That was me on holiday when I done the show for holiday. I done the live show for Spain. That's what Keiser looks like after a couple of trips to Tanning Co. I've just waffled the entire time. Love it. That's exactly why. Vroom, vroom. Keiser's coming. That's why Lewis Hamilton was off. He was out there. Couldn't see him for dust. Legends. Right, legends, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to give you peace now and get out of the way. That's about 10 times I've said it. As I said, remember, come back for the Friday Focus on this channel. It's better when there's more people here for me to interact with. Make sure you're having a good time. I'll continue to do these lives, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday at 11:30. I'll get better at it. We'll build it up, maybe do it a little more. Thank you very much for being here. Every last one of you. Thanks for all the help in the chat. Thanks for all the interaction. And most of all, thanks for sharing the content. It goes nowhere. It doesn't get better. It doesn't grow. There isn't more charters unless you share it, legends. Get it out there. These are all duty bound. You're all duty bound. Keiser's providing the nightmare fuel, the entertainment. Look at it. Everybody's disappeared to the toilet to play with their morning wood. Catch you on the next show, legends, right? See you later. You will. See you later.